Hello and welcome into another edition of Melton Talks Movies. It's not just Melton talking movies this time. We have a supersized edition of Melton Talks Movies. Richard Dixon of The Richard Dixon Show on Talk 99.5, Jon Lunceford of JocksPreps.com and Jocks Primetime, which airs 6 to 8 on Jocks 94.5. Join me to talk about The Founder, starring Michael Keaton. Let's get right into this. We were all looking somewhat forward to this movie. Me and Richard probably more than John. Richard, we'll start with you. Did it live up to the expectations?
I'm just here to make you look tall.
Okay. Well, you're doing a good job of that.
Yeah, actually it did. I was pleasantly surprised. I really was too excited about this movie, more excited than I should have been. I'm a big Michael Keaton fan, and it was supposed to be out on August 6th, and they pushed it back because they thought it was going to be an Oscar contender. If you're looking for car chases, gunshots, CGI, explosions, you've gone to the wrong film, all right? This is like more in line with The Social Network or Moneyball or something like that. In fact, it's almost exactly like The Social Network. It's one guy steals a couple of brothers' ideas and makes billion dollars out of it. And how that unfolds in the way Michael Keaton plays Ray Kroc is, I was very impressed.
Yeah, spoiler alert there. McDonald's is successful. Michael Keaton, speaking of Michael Keaton, played Batman in the 1989 film. This movie was set to come out, as you just pointed out, the same weekend as Suicide Squad. We now go to the guy who's wearing the Batman shirt here. John, in your opinion, was it smart to delay the release, and did the movie exceed your low expectations you had going in?
It pretty much met my expectations. He actually stole my thunder with The Social Network because it's just like The Social Network. So I'm going to go back and rewatch this. I'll just watch The Social Network. It's nothing against Jim Dunaway. I mean, Michael Keaton. I really like him and everything he's done. You mentioned all the movies he's been in. Birdman was one of the best movies of the last year. Spotlight was one of the best movies of the last couple of years. And, I really liked all of those. And I like him. Ron Swanson without a mustache was a little weird, but I still liked him. But, it was okay. It's passable. It's worth seeing one time. The moral of the story is, do crazy illegal things and be mean and you'll succeed in life. But I think the release, it's not an Oscar film. I know they wanted it to be an Oscar film, but it should have come out in August when it was supposed to.
Very interesting. My biggest gripe with the film, even though I think it is a good film, is that some of the things that are foreshadowed are so on the nose in terms of, characters that may have health problems later on in the movie, potential relationships involved in the film. Some of the foreshadowing seems like very spot on from the get-go. You know what's about to take place. Even though it's a true story and you can't really fudge those details, it would have felt a little bit more natural to me if you weren't in a situation where Michael Keaton was walking away from a scene and someone was chasing him. I can't help but say I overheard something that just took place to help move the story along, and now I'm introducing myself as a character. It kind of took me out of the film. Did that affect you at all, Richard?
No, not at all.
Okay.
A lot of it to me, and yeah, okay, it's like The Social Network, but it's because it's the same story. And if you want to see like a true story told very badly, watch the Ashton Kutcher version of Jobs. It's just awful, and it's truncated, and it's cut up, and you don't ever really know what's going on. Excuse me.
True or false, John, you liked the Jobs movie with Ashton Kutcher?
It was all right.
Okay, that's all I needed to hear. Back to you, Richard.
But when you look at this, it's told in a linear fashion. They may have compressed some of the details to try to make it fit for time, but it really does sort of unfold that way. And unlike The Social Network, where Jesse Eisenberg plays a Zuckerberg who is not nearly as conniving or evil, he's just... I don't know exactly what you'd call him, but Ray Kroc really is not a terribly nice man in this movie at all, and he wasn't in real life either. And I think Keaton does a good job of capturing that.
Yeah, there's definitely a heel turn in this movie, if you know wrestling terms. There's a point where Keaton goes full Kroc. Speaking of Keaton, if I was grading his performance for the movie, it would be an A+. I think he has to be perfect for this movie to work. He succeeds in that, but overall, in my opinion, I would give the movie a solid, let's go B- for The Founder. Richard, we'll come to you last. What's your grade, John, for The Founder starring Michael Keaton?
I want to go with a solid C-.
Wow, that's actually a little bit lower than I thought. And Richard, you're about to grab the microphone, I think, out of my hands in rage. What's your opinion?
I'm not. There's no rage. It's just I got to bring the average up now. A+. A+. This is that good a movie. If you like this kind of movie, you're going to love this movie. It was well made. It was well acted. It was well written. The set designs, the lighting, everything about it was superb. Go see The Founder. Don't listen to these clowns.
It was very strange on the way home from the theater. I passed by 3 or 4 McDonald's. It really made me look at the restaurant a different way as well. So I think that's a good sign.
If you can make it through this movie and not crave McDonald's when it's over, you could be a vegan and you'll walk out of there going, Golden Arches. Because you see it so many times, you're just going to want it.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Melton Talks Movies. Thanks to Richard Dixon of The Richard Dixon Show, which can be heard daily from 11 to 2 on Talk 99.5, and from Jon Lunceford, my cohort on Jocks Primetime, which can be heard every night on Jocks 94.5 from 6 to 8. Thank you, and go enjoy The Founder.
I'm going to Taco Bell.